lights used to hang over the street and just directly light the street. So it is kind of a more broader, brighter. When you're driving down, you can at least see on the sidewalk if there's kids hanging out and stuff like that. So it's a lot safer than it was. And also on retail overall, you're going to have a tough time getting anybody into this economy. We just drove down Sheridan Drive last night. There's nothing but empty building after empty building. It's going to be very difficult. But now to my question, I know you've delivered a lot of your discretionary money to the Seneca Street project, but how many hard dollars have you gotten or are going to be getting to get the street paving done from the state and or federal from our congressman? Is there any of those heavy dollars that we really need to get this job done coming our way?
Well, as far as I know, John, when this money was coming in from the different sources, whether it be the congressman or through the New York State Legislature, the Assembly, the monies were earmarked for the amenities. The reason why it was earmarked for the amenities is that we were given the impression, myself and Councilman Kearns were given the impression that there is money. Money that doesn't necessarily have to come out of the 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, whatever it is at the end of the day, out of that money. We've been given assurances from the mayor and also from the commissioner that the paving will take place. Now, out of the money that has been acquired through federal government and the state government, a portion of that money can be and will be used to do curb repairs and to do certain sidewalk things. But in my view, based on what I've been told, the money is already earmarked for the paving. And I believe if I could have stayed last week, the councilman could have verified that. So that's something that I would ask you to have verified by the councilman.
Yeah, the commissioner told us that it would be done by this year.
But you said that last year.
Yeah.
In the year. The project has been going on, and I'm not trying to be hard.
It's been going on.
2,000 folks, and that's why we have Mark here. We're not here to hear baloney. We need numbers. We need figures. The project has been in the paper over and over for 1.2 mil. There was the article that is over there, and the project, we sat here, we've had federal money from Brian, $480,000. We've also had county money. We've also had state money. And everything was timelined, and I'm not holding you to it, but everything was timelined for 2006. It's an election year. So you would think they would be trying to make the people happy. And we are very frustrated. And Mark, I'm not pointing at you. The people want answers. We are sitting here getting older. I have messages from the business people. Number one, Frank Perna was very upset. Let one of his managers come to the meeting. They couldn't even put his sidewalks in. That man spent $2 million on the Be Quick into a neighborhood tops. Buzzenby said he would probably get in a fist fight with our officials because he's been waiting on a liquor license. Again, city? State. Okay. Waiting for liquor license. The list goes on. Eric made it. Eric was frustrated. You can tell your complaints here. I don't know why Blue Wireless was mad. You knew the answer to that one. Frustrated. 90% of the business owners on Seneca Street, except our nice Tony Scascia, Mr. Manning, and Bruce Andrews, who I can see his blood pressure is up. But these are the only 3 businessmen that want to even come here today. And I don't know how to say it for them. I don't know what to say anymore. We have been giving our tax dollars. Oh, I know Hugger this morning said, well, the firemen, God bless their souls, but he said, if I'm 1 month behind on my taxes, they're banging my door down. And so did Buffalo Finest when I talked to him. Same thing. He said the sewers backed up the day of the car show. He was out of town, and all the sewers just literally backed up. into his facility. His bar was underwater a foot. Where is the help for these businesses? Where is the kindness like that Sunset got? I mean, this is Seneca Street, and Mercy Hospital, CJ even said he'd probably come here, and Dan McCormick, they have put $34.5 million into the hospital. This is a gold mine here, a gold mine. Mercy Hospital can employ so many people. We are a minute away from Sabre or a Bisgate, 5 minutes. We are a bicycle ride away from the waterfront down on Tiff Street. Our houses should be going for $150,000 easily, and it's not happening. And I have a house for sale, and I told my real estate agent, put on there all those amenities. I have a bid on my house. One of my houses off of Seneca Street, there is a bid. And you know what? The work and effort of every single person in this room. We have committee people here. We have leadership at St. Teresa's. We have the only church left on St. Teresa's, God forbid. You know, I pray for St. Teresa's every day. We need help, and we need help now. Not tomorrow. Not when I'm going to be in a wheelchair. We need help now.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a comment and then a question. Linda, when you mentioned about business owners, I do work on Seneca Street. I work at 88 Video, and while I can't speak for my boss, I can say that we've had a loss of customers who won't even come down Seneca Street because they're afraid of their wheels falling off their vehicle. And it's not just one or two potholes. It's the whole street. It's from South Side to City Line, and it's terrible. And so business is down because of that. Okay, but my question is, okay, of the 1.3 or 1.8 or whatever it's going to be, how much is already committed for state? How much is committed for federal?
It's all state and federal, and then the reason why the number fluctuates is I believe it was at 1.5 or 1.3 is what we were getting through the state and through the federal government, and then the street lights were probably 325, and then one of the reasons why it balloons up is that within this budget period of the city, the city did put in an additional $500,000 for Seneca Street. Now that is a question for the city in terms of how that money will be used, and it goes back to what John's point was. Maybe that could be some of the money that's being used for the paving. But at the end of the day, over the last several years, since 2002, the amount of money has fluctuated a little bit because in the first year, only X amount of dollars came in from the congressman, X amount of dollars then came in from the state legislature, and then in other fiscal years, state fiscal years, we've been able to get other money. Now, it's my understanding is that the monies, so let's just call it 1.5 for argument's sake, the money has been received. The money has been received, and the way that it's done, when you're doing a city project, the money will filter through the Department of Public Works and through the Commissioner, Steve Stepniak, who many of you know. And so the invoicing, the creating of invoices or purchase orders for materials, like for instance the benches. It's my understanding, I've asked the Commissioner to put that purchase order in, because if many of you know who've been in business, and I was in the private sector for 20 years, there is lead time, especially for big ticket items like benches, things of that nature. So you have to have the proper lead time. So I'm asking, semi-insisting, that all the purchase orders be complete within this month, so that after